Hi, I'm Matt Asafan from Web Friendly. After 3 years of helping businesses gain thousands of customers using social media, I'm finally revealing exactly how I went from frustrated, unemployed, and poor to running a thriving, low-stress business as a social media director, allowing me to work just a few hours a day from anywhere in the world and giving me the freedom to travel, stay healthy and active, and explore new hobbies like surfing, yoga, and biking, some of the things that I really love. This is the first time I'm releasing these secrets internationally, although I have shared them with several dozen beta testers right here in my hometown of Vancouver, Canada. And the results they got exceeded my wildest expectations. For example, one student earned over $20,000 in her first month after completing the program. It was pretty crazy. Others have gone on to quit their day jobs and start full-time careers as online entrepreneurs. Now, they're earning more than what they were making working full-time for someone else. And by the way, many of them did it all without a website, without any technical knowledge whatsoever, like web design or programming, without any startup costs, and without even having any previous marketing experience. And it's been an absolute joy to watch these people achieve the lifestyle and the freedom that they desire, just as I did several years ago. But it wasn't always like this for me. Just 6 years ago, I was unemployed, uninspired, and I was dead broke. Actually, I was worse than broke. I had a mountain of debt that I felt like I was carrying around on my back wherever I went. It even kept me awake at night while I tried to figure out how on earth I was going to get out of this mess. I was terrified, my confidence was at an all-time low, and I was single and didn't see why anybody would want to date me with absolutely no income and no hope, which affected my self-esteem. I'd taken a few jobs in the film industry, but I noticed that everybody I worked with was miserable, and I had no desire to end up hating my job and hating my life like a lot of them did. I somehow ended up in real estate for a year. However, I was only able to sell one house, and it was to my dad, so it wasn't too successful. Back then, Facebook and Twitter were pretty new, but gaining popularity, and I wanted to see if I could make a living using them. I had no problem building my network of friends and followers, but I couldn't find any good information on how to use these sites to actually get paid. I tried a bunch of different things, and I actually remember one of the first things I tried was putting affiliate links through my Twitter account, so that way people would click on them, buy a product, and then hopefully I'd get paid. But that didn't work at all. I made exactly $0, and at the end, I kind of felt like a spammer, which in a sense, I sort of was. So fast forward 6 months later, and after trying dozens of things that didn't work and embarrassing myself more than a few times, I had finally figured out what it takes to not only reach and engage people online, but to get quality customers for virtually any type of business using social media. And afterwards, I couldn't believe it. I actually became sort of a local celebrity as a social media expert. Little did I know how in demand my new skill set was going to be. And before long, business owners were lining up, ready to hand me money in exchange for my services. In fact, I very quickly got to the point where I had all the clients I needed to support my lifestyle without killing myself working crazy hours. And I was actually forced to turn away business on a weekly basis. It was this reoccurring thing that I just had to turn businesses away, having no place to refer them because there was nobody else I knew that had a proven system. I decided to share what I learned with a few trusted friends and students. And what I noticed was that every single person who followed my system was able to replicate my results, often exceeding them. So how were they able to have so much success so quickly? Well, consider this. There are over 30 million small businesses in the US and Canada alone, and this number is growing exponentially year after year. Let's look at things from their perspective for a moment. With things like PVR, streaming services like Netflix, illegal downloads, and DVDs, TV commercials are becoming less and less effective year after year. Traditional radio is being replaced by ad-free satellite radio, podcasts, and MP3s. Print advertising is becoming overpriced and ineffective, while magazines and newspapers are all slowly going online or out of business. And research is showing that ads on websites like banner ads are decreasing in effectiveness year over year. So the bottom line, small businesses are desperate for new ways to reach, engage, and sell to new audiences, and they're starting to realize that social media is the best way to do that. I've helped more than 1,000 people with their social media, and the vast majority of business owners don't want to handle social media on their own. Why? Well, here are 3 of the most common things business owners have told me. 1, they're just too busy to do it themselves. Most business owners have enough to do between making sales, crafting their marketing strategy, and supporting their existing customers. They're just trying to keep their current business running. And the second thing, they have no interest in learning how to do it themselves. Being active on social media isn't difficult and it isn't particularly time-consuming, but for most businesses, it's so new that they don't know where to start. A survey reported on smartblogs.com showed that with an unlimited outsourcing budget, the first thing businesses wanted to outsource was social media. That's more than public relations, sales, or customer service. And the third thing they tell me is they're worried about making mistakes, saying the wrong thing, and actually hurting their brand and alienating their customers. A lot of the time when businesses try to direct social media themselves, they either get no returns and give up within a few weeks, or worse, their attempt backfires, costing them sales, hurting their reputation, and in some cases, making headlines for their poor social media direction. So, as a result, a lot of these businesses are more than happy to get someone else to handle social media for them. Now, if you're a big company like, say, McDonald's or Ford or Coca-Cola, you can afford to hire a full-time social media director. And that's great, because those jobs can pay anywhere from about $30,000 to $70,000 a year if that's what you want to do. But I think the real opportunity is in the more than 30 million small businesses who don't want to handle social media themselves and can't afford to hire a full-time social media director. These businesses have advertising budgets, and they can easily afford $500 or $1,000 a month to hire a freelancer that works from home. Now, if that sounds like a lot of money to you, I could tell you, to these companies, it isn't. Especially if you can prove you can get them returns that are far beyond that. This is why anyone who has a proven system for improving businesses' reach, engagement, and most importantly, get the intention of highly targeted leads is like a godsend to these businesses. It just makes sense. Why wouldn't they pay you $1,000 a month if you're delivering far more than that in sales for their business? Are you getting the picture here? So consider this. Whether you want to get a job as a social media director working for a large corporate company, or maybe you're already a marketer and you want to offer social media to your clients, or you're interested in becoming a freelance social media director like I suggested, implementing a solid social media strategy is one of the most valuable things you can offer to a business today. And businesses know it. In fact, a search on simplyhired.com brought up over 98,000 businesses looking for someone to handle social media for them. And the great news is, social media is so new that there are no social media directors with decades of experience. These companies are not looking for someone with a degree in marketing. They're just looking for someone who can effectively handle their social media for them. So what are businesses looking for in a social media director? Just 2 things. First, a system for creating successful social media campaigns. The first thing you need is a reliable way to make businesses profitable with social media. Since I've been doing this for 6 years, I have taught thousands of people how to do the same. I know exactly what works and what doesn't for turning social media activity into highly targeted leads. And in my Social Media Director certification program, I'll show you each of the methods I use. You'll even get the theory and the mindset so that way you can adapt and improve upon it yourself. The second thing they want is credibility. Right now, it seems like everybody and their brother can call themselves a social media expert because it's still so new, which is why having a respected social media certificate goes a long way to getting you clients. And I personally endorse every social media director who graduates from our program with the skills and knowledge to help businesses profit from social media. Leaving the program with a system for reaching and signing up new clients and a respected social media certificate, you'll have a towering advantage over anyone else who tries to pass themselves off as a social media expert after learning how to tweet or just set up a fan page. All right, so you still with me? I'm about to tell you how you can become a certified social media director and tap into this amazing opportunity. The Social Media Director Certification Program is held online once a week for 5 weeks. During each session, you get a hands-on project you have to complete by the next class. After attending all 5 sessions, you'll have 5 weeks to earn $2,500 or get 5 new clients. If you achieve either one, you'll earn a certificate of Social Media Director with your name on it. You'll get priority email support and a 75-minute hot seat session with myself or one of my experienced coaches, so that way you're never left confused or unsure what to do. During this program, you're going to learn the exact metrics to use to measure your social media return on investment, so that way you know exactly what's making you money and what's wasting your time. You'll discover exact steps to setting up social media lead generating systems that require very little daily maintenance. You'll also see how to build your network by the thousands in just a few weeks and how to turn that network into referral sources. I'm also going to show you many more insider secrets that no other social media book or course will tell you. Now, before you get too excited about the possibilities, there's just one catch. I need to make sure that I'm only taking on people I believe will be successful as social media directors and who have integrity, which is why entrance to this program is by application only. So what I'm looking for in an applicant? Well, first, you have to have a basic knowledge of social media. If you're already experienced with social media, then that's great. You're gonna get big results fast. I've seen it happen many times. But you don't need to already be a social media or marketing rock star. The program will teach you how to do that. You do, however, need a basic understanding of social media. If you've never had a Facebook account or you're not sure how to use Twitter or what it is, you're not ready yet. Secondly, you have to take action on what you learn. In order to be certified, each student has to acquire at least 5 new clients or make $2,500 using the techniques they learn in the program. Not a single student who's followed the steps I lay out for you in this course has failed to accomplish this. But you do need to implement what you learn. If you tend to make excuses for not taking action, then don't bother applying. And the third thing, you have to have a desire to create a business with integrity. I'm not interested in scammers, spammers, or get-rich-quick schemers. You'll be using effective techniques that help real businesses. If you're looking for a push-button, instant cash machine, this is not it. The results I mentioned earlier are not typical, though, as I mentioned, every single person who's followed the steps has been successful. It's entirely possible that you can make no money whatsoever with this program, especially if you're not willing to do any work. If you'd like to apply to be part of this program and become a certified social media director, start the application process by filling out the form below this video now. Space is limited, and I or one of my coaches will get back to you within the next few days. For those of you who are ready for this, I look forward to speaking with you and showing you exactly how to become a successful social media director. I'll talk to you soon.